Hey YouTube, it's cecelialane here. It's been a little while since I did an update, so I thought I would check in. So a little background first. I started my journey in like February of 2010. I had my surgery through my insurance company, so I had to go through a 6-month waiting period while they did psychological evaluations and assessed me and monitored my weight and I guess made sure that they were satisfied with my ability to see through the surgery and hopefully be a success, which I think I have been. So started in February 2010. I had my surgery September of 2010. I can't remember the exact date now, like the 10th, 9th, something like that. And I started at, my highest weight was like 254. I went into surgery I think at like 245. And today, almost 2 years later, I've been in maintenance for about 14, 15 months. And I usually weigh between 150 and 153 when I get on the scale. So that's great. I'm really happy with that. I had some questions, so I have a list here. I have some questions that people had asked, and so I thought I'd go ahead and address some of them. Somebody asked me recently, you're not telling what you eat now and the portions and how often. So now, 2 years out, almost 2 years out, next month is 2 years out from the surgery, I can eat everything except for ice cream in any serious amount. When I say serious amount, I can eat like smaller than a kiddie scoop. Anything more than that, and we're talking about some serious trouble. It's going to make me really sick. That is the only thing no matter what, cannot eat. I do not eat fast food hamburgers anymore, or beef hamburgers, period. I only eat turkey burgers and turkey hot dogs. So I haven't had a burger since my surgery, and I haven't had any fast food burgers or anything like that since my surgery. I do love French fries. And before my surgery, I was a real sweet person. There are some people who have eating problems, and we either tend to be like sweet or savory people. People who like carbs and people who like sugar. And I always liked sugar desserts, things like that. And ice cream was my number one favorite food. Now, I really like carbs. A big part of that is because they go down so easily. It's so much more comfortable to eat mashed potatoes. Now, not carbs like rice, pasta. I still don't. I guess I should add those to the list. I don't really eat a whole lot of those. When they get in my stomach, or cereal with milk, when they get in my stomach, they seem to like explode. And that can become a very painful scenario. So I tend to stay away from eating rice with my meals, things like that. Now I love mashed potatoes, baked potatoes. I love chips now. I don't eat them very often, but I enjoy them way more than I used to before my surgery. I love Chex Mix. That is my ultimate favorite snack food, pretzels in particular. I love pretzels. I love vegetables now. But I eat a lot of crap that I shouldn't eat. And cookies. I love cookies. Cookies and cakes and stuff like that. Probably most I can eat cookie-wise is like, depending on the kind of cookie, 3 or 4 cookies, because the sugar content can really upset my stomach too, so I have to be careful with that. And I get sick of the stuff faster than I used to be. Before I could like inhale a whole box of something and still feel like I could eat some more. And now I'm a lot more likely to be like, okay, I'm done. However, I get hungry all the time. Sorry. I get hungry all the time. Other people have mentioned this, some of the videos that I've watched. I've heard them say the same thing. True, I can't eat a whole lot in one sitting, but give me 30 minutes and I'll be hungry again. So in that sense, I have to be very, 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 very careful. It is definitely a practice of self-control, and in addition to the fact that I, like cookies and crackers, and I like snack food because it goes down so easily, that I have to be really careful about what I choose to eat too, to make sure that I stay within my caloric level. Do I count calories? No, I don't count calories. That's why I had the surgery, because I was obsessive compulsive with my calorie counting and exercise and everything before. I don't know, pay attention to what I'm eating. I mean, after you've been counting calories for 39 years, well, obviously I didn't start at the age of 1, but after you've been counting calories, for over a decade or 2 decades or whatever, you start having a good idea of what a portion looks like and how many calories are in that portion, just generally speaking. I guess, like, when I look at food, I could say, oh, that's good. Or I'll see a type of food or a portion size and I'll be like, I know that's a little bit more than what I should have. And I can also tell when it's way, way above board. The other thing about eating the portions and being hungry later is I can also choose the option of eating something very, very slowly. So if it's something that I really want to eat, that I really enjoy, I can take my time and eat it over an hour period. So even though I have this tiny stomach, voila, give me an hour and I've eaten the same amount as somebody who didn't have surgery. Kind of defeating the whole purpose, yeah, I know. So these are things that I have to be very cognizant of, and I have to be very careful about, because obviously it could get away from me really easily, really fast. So what's going on now? The honeymoon is over. I can eat whatever I want now within, just a couple of limitations. I can eat a decent sized portion depending on whether I've warmed up my throat for the day. So, like, if I don't eat breakfast or whatever, then the connection between my esophagus and I guess that's your stoma or whatever, that is very inflexible, and so I have a lot of trouble getting the food down, and that impacts how much food I can consume in one sitting. But if I go ahead and eat a little breakfast, have a little snack, have lunch, by like dinner time, I am good to go. I can eat, definitely a whole lean cuisine meal. And for me, that's a lot of food to be saying, yes, I can eat that in one sitting. It still takes time. It takes me generally 20 to 35 minutes to eat a meal, but I can get that down if I'm all revved up and ready to go. If I haven't eaten throughout the day, then I'm not going to be quite so successful. So a lot of factors go into how much I can eat, how hungry I am, and how easy it is to get the food down. So food choices, whether I ate throughout the day, which I'm supposed to do, and wasn't going around skipping meals, being too busy. Did I make the right food choices? Those things can really determine how I am with my eating, how much I can consume, and how hungry I am. So other things too, like if I'm eating more sweets, things like that, then they tend to spur me to get hungry, get the munchies, and next thing you know, I'm eating even more. Another issue that I have is, in my opinion, I drink too much alcohol. Before my surgery, I was not in the habit of drinking alcohol like on a regular basis. I know that it's supposed to be totally normal and okay to drink, 2-3 times a week, a glass of wine. But for me, that is totally out of the norm for me. So, but now I think I'm definitely doing some transference of, not obsession, but so changing, I forget what the word is. I feel so stupid. I'm going to remember it later and be like, oh, I'm such an idiot. But transferring one addiction transferring. So transference of my addiction with food to an addiction to shopping, alcohol, things like that. So I'm not too keen on that. I guess that's not the end of the world. But obviously, if the consumption exceeds, and I don't know what the line is, a certain line, then there's cause for concern. And I don't know what that line is, but I definitely don't want to get anywhere near it. So that does bother me. Drinking is not something that's in my family or anything like that. Well, in the sense of that we did at home or things like that. So it's outside the norm, so it's a little strange for me. Overeating at buffets. Ooh, buffets are so bad. So bad. I should never ever go to buffets, and I go to them all the time. I have coworkers. There's a buffet that we love to go to work at. We'll sit there for hours, and buffets are dangerous. I top off really easily at buffets, and in a second I can be in the bathroom throwing up. Especially because there's a lot of food on there that whenever I go outside of my comfort zone of the foods that I usually eat in my daily routine, I run a risk of encountering a food that is going to give me trouble. And it doesn't matter how often I run into this same issue that I'm perfectly aware of, I still do it all the time. And I still run into trouble all the time. So there's some lessons that I've learned well, others I just keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. But so that's what I eat, how much I eat, how often I eat, and I like to eat often. I usually do anywhere from, I skip breakfast a lot just because I get busy and that's how the day goes. But I like to eat, I prefer to eat anywhere from 4 to 6 times a day. Small meals, 4 to 6 times. Keep it simple. I'll do stuff like eat. So the kind of things that I eat, I love to eat half a bagel for breakfast. I can push for 2, but that's going to take me about 2 hours to eat. And by then it's almost lunchtime, so it's kind of retarded. I love to eat old-fashioned vegetable, Campbell's old-fashioned vegetable soup, or beef with barley, or vegetable beef, or minestrone. I love that. I love soup, and I love those soups. I can eat a whole can. It takes me about 25-30 minutes. I can't eat a whole can to myself, and I love it. I love it. That's a very common lunch for me. Subway, 6-inch Subway sandwich, very common also. Can I eat the whole 6 inches? No, not really. I really try because I love it, which is crazy. Like, why are you dying to eat more when your body is done? I don't know. So obviously there's still stuff going on in here that's not quite right. But I'm still finding that I'm wanting to eat more than what I'm physically really capable of eating. So Subway sandwich, really common. Dinner. Our dinners are like one of my favorite foods is fish. Any kind of fish. Crab legs, tilapia, salmon. I don't really eat catfish too much anymore. Actually, I don't eat it at all anymore. I used to eat it like fried, but I don't really eat fried food anymore at all. So I love fish. I love vegetables, zucchini, squash, broccoli, asparagus, green beans. I love salads with grilled chicken. What do we also eat? We eat spaghetti every once in a while. That is a difficult one for me to eat. I can eat about a toddler's serving of spaghetti because of the pasta. Very difficult to eat, but I do love it. It does taste really good. It's really yummy. Love spaghetti. Shrimp. I still like shrimp a lot. What else do we eat for dinner? We eat steak. I do eat steak. Very small portion, but I love steak and like mashed potatoes and something like that. I eat something called tuna pasta. It has like angel hair pasta in it. I can eat a decent amount of that because that's a very light pasta and it doesn't poof up a lot. Jambalaya. I love that. I mean, I live in New Orleans, so obviously I'm eating jambalaya. And like I said, I love things like French fries. They're yummy. I don't eat them often. I mean, I don't eat fast food, period, often. That's just not, doesn't go down well. It's really bad for me. And, well, and you know what? I know, like I said, I have to control and everything my eating. But that's the great thing. I don't know, 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, is this going to be the same way? I really, 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 really pray and hope that it is. But right now, it still is a choice for me. Before the surgery, eating that cookie, eating that donut, eating that whatever, it wasn't a choice. Like, I could not say no. Let me check the time. Ooh, 16 minutes. So, and now I can choose. I can choose not to eat the donut, the cookie, the piece of cake. I can say, hey, you've been eating too much junk lately. No, you're not going to eat that. You're not going to, have that piece of cake. You're not going to have any kind of dessert. You're not going to eat that snack. Or instead, you're going to have something healthier for snack. I can choose to do vegetables instead of potatoes. I can choose, to eat healthier foods, to have salad with a light dressing, rather than something else. So it is a choice. I do have to make healthy choices to maintain my weight, but now I can actually choose to not indulge in things that I know are going to jeopardize that. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about what's going on, how my eating's going, how my weight's going. I'm still holding. I still can't believe that. I mean, every day that I go in my closet and I put on a dress or a pair of slacks that say I haven't worn in like a month or something, I'm so used to my previous life that I'm always thinking, oh, I bet you it's going to be tight. It's not going to fit. I'm not going to be able to zip it up. And every time I put on clothes and they fit exactly the same. And that is the most amazing, amazing feeling in the world. Because the horrible thoughts, horrible negative thoughts that would follow after every time I would put something on, and once again I had gained more weight. Once again, I could no longer fit this. That was horrible. And to not have that happen, that's a great feeling. It's an amazing feeling. And it's a very freeing feeling. And I don't want to let go of that feeling. And I'm not saying that I want it less or more than anybody else, but it is great motivation for me to do what I need to be doing. Remember to take my vitamins and drink my liquids and, no, thank you, I'm not going to eat that cake. Or do things like one bite. If I want something, that's not really appropriate for me to be eating, having 2 or 3 fries, not 20 or 30 fries. I mean, I couldn't even eat that many fries in one sitting, but I'm just saying, to be able to say, oh, if I'm going to indulge, it's going to be an indulgence that's, I guess, appropriate, or that's not way excessive. I'm not like being like, oh, like before I'd be like, well, I'm eating those fries, so I might as well get me an extra large, and how about a double quarter pounder of cheese with that? And well, darn, I already did all that, so let me have a slice of key lime pie. And shucks, I'm still hungry. I still have a sweet tooth. I got some peanut butter chocolate ice cream in the freezer. I could take care of that too. So, and I'm not trying to trivialize or anything. Like, this is literally how my mind would work before. And it's so different to live in this world now where I'm saying to myself, oh, okay, you can have that. You can have one bite. You can have 3 French fries. You can have a quarter of a donut. You know, you can have one little itty bitty slice of cheesecake thing off of the buffet. You could have 1 cookie. You can have 2 cookies. You know, instead of 10 cookies, 20 cookies, a whole bag of cookies, because I stuck the rest of the cookies under the bed or in my dresser and been snacking on them. And by the end of the day, there are no more cookies. I pray to God that those days are over for good. Right now, for the last 2 years, those days are completely different. It's a completely different life for me, and how my relationship with food and how I perceive it. It is no longer the enemy. It's something that's enjoyable, that gives me energy, that helps, you know, feed me. So, if y'all have any questions, you know, you're always welcome to post. I generally try to address them in the videos. I know I don't post videos a whole lot, as commonly happens with people who have already had surgery. You get kind of caught up in, you know, going on with this life and trying to make this new life for yourself, and the weight becomes less and less of a focus. But I gotta tell you, 2 years later, and the newness is still there. I'm still like, yay! Yay! I'm skinny, I'm skinny. Yeah, I'm still like that. I still get in the mirror and I'm like, yes. Oh my gosh, who are you? Yeah. So, bye YouTube. Thanks so much for watching and listening and all of your support. And for those who don't support me and have icky things to say, oh, poo on you. Okay.